All right, check. Now, this video wasn't planned, it wasn't scripted at all, but I think it is something that I want to address and share with you here on the channel, especially for those of you that are subscribed here and kind of have an idea of the type of content that I create when it comes to use cases for using the equipment that we actually used. Now, just the other week, I was contracted to be the photographer for a company that was moving into their brand new building and having their ribbon cutting ceremony. The special guest for their ceremony was Virginia Congresswoman Abigail Sandsberger. Now, this was an exciting opportunity for me because I typically don't provide photography services. It's more video and live streaming, but photography is something that I've learned more and more about over the last couple of years, and I've really enjoyed doing it. Well, the company that reached out to me to contract me to provide photography also needed equipment. They needed audio equipment for the presentation. So that included speakers, microphones, and also some lighting as well. Now, the reason that I'm making this video is because as we're in this technology space and we're always using equipment, I really want you to think about and consider ways that you can have quality equipment. Now, I understand not everyone's budget allows them to go out and buy the most expensive thing. And quite frankly, you don't need to buy the most expensive thing to get the job done. But there are some cases where having quality equipment does pay off in the long run, or in this time, the short run for my instance. Because for this event, it was a high profile event, like I said, so I wanted to make sure that all the equipment that I had, one, was in good working order, and two, it just made everything look and sound perfect, at least the best of my ability. So the gear that I rented out for the specific grand opening ceremony wasn't a whole lot. It was mainly just the essentials because it was only going to be one speaker at a time, just a few speakers, and of course the congresswoman that was going to be giving her message. Now, the speaker system that I bought to this event was a recent purchase. It was a Pile all-in-one audio system. It has a built-in audio mixer and two speakers along with the speaker stands, and it's an all-in-one unit that you can literally put together and hold it with your hand and take it to an event. Now, it's a good budget speaker system, but it's not the best. But for this event, it was a small venue, a small space, and it was going to work perfectly fine. And for the audio, I also took out the Rodecaster Pro 2, which is the main audio mixer that I used on my studio over here. And that worked great because, like I said, I only needed one microphone for this setup. Now, when it comes to the microphone, I did bring out multiple microphones. And as you guys know, I get a lot of equipment here to review on the channel, and I'll talk about the good, the bad, the pros, and the cons. And I also receive equipment when it comes to Amazon because I get a chance to talk about how to use a whole bunch of different equipment on Amazon as well. Now, I'll link to my Amazon storefront so you can check out all of that equipment because not only will you find equipment, but you'll even find clothes like this that companies decide to send me for some reason. Now, when I was setting everything up, my goal is to always try to capture behind the scenes because I think behind the scenes videos are pretty cool to watch here on YouTube, and they're beneficial for people that are attempting and trying to do the same thing, and also others in this space where it allows us to give feedback to everyone. Now, for this particular ceremony, I didn't have the time to set up like I wanted for the BTS, and there were some regulations on what you could and could not film as well. So I don't really have a lot of BTS even to show you in this video, but I definitely want you guys to get the point. Now, when it came to setting up my speakers and my lights and all of that, everything worked great. But I did also bring out two microphones that were budget-friendly microphones and set those up because I wanted to use those because they were brand new. I had just received them and I wanted to see how they would work in a real-world environment. Now, I also brought out my Shure equipment as well because I needed a Shure thing. Now, you guys that have been here long enough know that Shure has regularly sent me over equipment to review, and quite frankly, I would buy almost every piece of Shure equipment, even if they didn't send it, because I know I can count on them for quality, long lasting, and I've used them for as long as I can remember. Anyone that has grown up in the church world has probably used a Shure microphone and stood up in front of the audience and made a speech talking about something. If you've ever talked in a conference, you've probably used a Shure microphone. And there's a reason that you've done that. Is because the people that are running the audio want quality equipment. And so this isn't a plug for Shure microphones, but this is more so for you guys, again, to think about quality when choosing your equipment. So back to the story, as I was setting up my microphones and using these budget-friendly microphones, the audio sounded really tinny. It didn't sound right at all. No matter what settings I tried on my Rodecaster, I couldn't quite dial it in to make it sound good enough for this type of VIP celebration. But when I set up the Shure SM58, the sound just sounded great. So much so that the person that was working for the company to provide their live stream direct to their internal viewers noticed the audio and was like, hey, that microphone sounds amazing. So having quality equipment in that scenario was so important to me. And I really think it's going to help me stay connected to that company for upcoming events, because they saw that we were able to provide a quality service to them and not just a service. So shout out to Shure and all the equipment that they provide to me on a regular basis. Again, not a scripted video, but a video to really just make you consider making sure that when you choose equipment, some cases you may want to go with quality where you may spend a little bit more, but in other cases, hey, the budget-friendly option just gets it done. This desk, budget-friendly option. My equipment that I like to use, quality to provide that excellent service. Now, if you guys want to watch the video that I'm actually getting ready to record about the mirrorless camera versus PTZ cameras, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and I'll see you guys in that video.